My name is Mindahi Bastida from the Otomi Toltec peoples. We are here today honoring the Otomi Toltec from the Central Mexico and the Aztec Olmec peoples.
Soy Aurelio Ramírez de la comunidad de Amatlan de Quetzalcóatl, en donde tenemos todos los lugares sagrados, como uno de ellos que estamos aquí visitando y al mismo tiempo llenándonos de esa energía que estas dos piedras que nos están dando esa vida, esa alegría y esa salud. Por eso aquí estamos agradeciendo y haciendo esta ceremonia.
So, his name is Aurelio, spiritual guide from Amatlan of Quetzalcóatl, Morelos, Mexico. We are here in this sacred site, the two rocks touching, that give us joy, give us happiness, give us life. So we are here to greet you. So now we are going to touch and honoring the mind, the spirit, and the body. And at this time, we want to acknowledge as well the Taino peoples that have been struggling to recover dignity and self-determination, and also the Maasai peoples of Africa that also are struggling to recover peace and dignity and also self-determination. We are going to blow the conch, so the purpose earth is lit and is blessed. ¿Hacia dónde? Primero, sí, aquí. To the east. Na, yoho, hiu. Now to the west. Na, yoho, hiu. Now to the south. Na, yoho, hiu. Now to the north. Na, yoho, hiu. Na, yoho, you, to the Father Sky. Now to Mother Earth. Na, yoho, hiu. Thank you, Mother Earth.
Thank you, thank you. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And may this gathering be blessed with all the peoples around the world. We ask for unification. We ask for reciprocity with Mother Earth. We ask for peace in the world with dignity. Because we are remembering who we are as human beings. Remembering that we are here just for a while, not forever. So we remember our ancestors and also the future generations to come. May peace and dignity prevail in the world, in Mother Earth, in the celestial bodies. So be it. Kamadi. Thank you. Tlazokamati.
Tlazokamati.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. What a beautiful blessing this was. Thank you to Mindahi, Bastidas, and Aurelio for this wish for peace for all of us and for everybody around the world who are joining us. I've been looking at all of your messages. It's so beautiful. The energy here feels so, so incredibly touching. Something that they say is about remembering who we are as human beings. What a beautiful message. If you haven't yet, share in the chat where you are, where you're joining us from, and maybe you can share who the stewards of, like the first stewards of the land are for you. For me, I'm in the Dominican Republic, and for me is the Taínos, los Taínos. But we're so excited to get started. We are here to celebrate change makers all around the world. We're here to celebrate our 2022 grant recipients for Purpose Earth, that you're going to learn more about all of this. If you're someone maybe invited you here, so you're going to learn more about what this is, or maybe your family. And if you're here, there's a reason why you're here, your family already. My name is Laura Peña, and I am the founder of She is the Universe, a global movement for girls' empowerment. And I'm also a recipient, a 2021 recipient for a grant for Purpose Earth. I am here to just be with you, with all of you, and to share all of these beautiful projects with you. And so we also have here Dr. Marty K. Casey. Hello, Dr. Marty.
Hello, how are you? Oh my gosh, you look so radiant in your hot pink. I just love it. It's such an honor to be here with you today, celebrating. This is the celebration of change makers. And wow, such powerful words, because change makers, they truly are. But of course, you know something about this because you are also a change maker. And we were so excited with Purpose Earth to find you last year, and when you were a recipient, and all of the wonderful work that you are doing, along with those who we are highlighting and celebrating today. I'm so excited and can't wait to get into the program. But I first would like to send a special hug, if you will, out to our co-creators, Emmanuel and Laura Rose. Yes, Purpose Earth. If you want to know how Purpose Earth started, how it began with these two wonderful humans and souls that they understand the power of giving back. They understand that power. And I'm so excited that I am one of the council members with Purpose Earth Grant Selection Council member, to be exact, along with 4 other amazing individuals that you will meet a little bit later. And then, of course, we want to say hello to the production team, because this could not be possible if it was not for the production team doing all of the wonderful long hours and hard work behind the scenes. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and get started, but I am Dr. Marty with Ungun Institute, where we help individuals disarm trauma my motto is hurt people, healed people, heal people. So I'm in business, and we're in business to help individuals heal along with these other powerful change makers. I can't wait to get started. Lotta, you want to go ahead and get us on in there right away?
Yes, actually, before we get started, because we, the world, we're here to celebrate, but there's so many things happening around the world, so many people suffering. So we want to acknowledge that as well. And we would love to take a minute to just like breathe all of us together. So I will invite you, if you're able, to put your one hand in your heart, maybe one hand in your belly, and just like take a deep breath with us. And we're gonna inhale through our nose. And then exhale, maybe make a sound. And send love and peace to all of those who might not have it right now. And just for them to know that we love them. So something that we do with the girls, we work with, my friend Sara Surani taught me this. You put your hands right exactly where you have them, and then say amor, 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 and send it like this. And then you're sending amor, amor, amor to everybody. So with me, if you want to do amor, amor, amor to everybody.
Oh my goodness, I love that. Sending love in Spanish. I love it. I love that so much. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you all, but you have landed in the right place today. You're going to be so amazed, so excited, so changed, so inspired after meeting and seeing these wonderful videos and hearing these interviews that have been prepared just for today. So you're in a very special place. However, I want to say this. If by any chance you can't stay for the whole program, make sure that you come back later and you review this at a later time and share this with everyone. You are getting an opportunity right now to go around the world with us. We're about to take a trip. And so I'm turning it back over to my lovely co-host.
Thank you, Dr. Marty. There's so many beautiful things. I can't wait for you to see all of this. But before, I want to tell you a little bit about my experience as a grant recipient for 2021. Just being part of this, just so you kind of understand what this, like, we're going to show you the 5 recipients for this year. And I want you to understand that, yes, this is a financial support, beautiful, but also the mentorship component to this grant is amazing. The things that I've been able to do, and the team that I've been able to grow, and the things that, we are now 40 plus girls from 40 plus countries around the world in our empowerment community. And this couldn't have happened without, the support of this beautiful family. And this mentorship program supported me and my organization into becoming a 501c3 nonprofit, which is amazing. And to do so many programs right now we're doing a leadership program here in the Dominican Republic. So yeah, I just want to share that with you. And Dr. Marty, tell us about this map.
Oh, I'm so excited about this map. And let me tell you why. With the Grants Council, we sit around and we talk about many different things in our meetings, and we try to think of different ways of what we can create and how we can add different resources. Well, Kevin is also a council member. And Kevin said, I think it would be awesome and amazing if we were able to take everyone who we are supporting and place them on the map together, where everyone can see exactly where they are in the world and who we're supporting. And this has just been amazing, because from that framework, we were able to pass that thought on to the production team, and voila, look at here. Isn't this beautiful? Do you see your lovely face on there? I do.
I mean, so many people that I know.
I know that. I mean, our past recipients, this year's recipients, this is so wonderful and amazing. So again, when you share this out with your friends and family, make sure that they go ahead and take a look at this map so they can see exactly, oh, I didn't know someone is in London. Oh, I didn't know someone is in the United States, in Chicago, or, Brazil, and all these different wonderful places, Kenya. And so here we are. I'm just overjoyed today. I'm so overjoyed.
So
And
beautiful.
thank you, Kevin.
Oh, thank you, Kevin, so much. This map is beautiful, and seeing all the projects. And we're ready to show you more about the recipients from this year. And, you know, when sometimes people ask me, like, how do you find your purpose? How do you know what your purpose is? And something that I always say is, sometimes a yes is what lights you up, but sometimes it's what breaks your heart. What is it that breaks your heart? And then there could be your answer right there. So one person that I know personally who followed this is our next recipient. It's our first one of them. And her project, she took something that really breaks her heart and she made something with it. She saw kids that were not being educated, that were just on the streets when the pandemic started in her community, and she started teaching them in their backyard of her house. And so then now she's taking this to the next level, and her project is called Teaching for the Future, Educando para el Futuro, and her name is Nicauris. And Nicauris is a Montessori teacher, and let's watch a video about Nicauri.
Es Nicauri Vázquez Fumen. Este proyecto significa amor, paz, alegría. Un proyecto que me inspiró al ver los niños de mi comunidad sin tener la oportunidad de ir a la escuela o sin tener la oportunidad de tener padres preparados que le puedan enseñar. Yo tengo una hermana que tiene 19 años, ya tiene 3 niños pequeños. Ninguno asistían a la escuela, a un centro público, pero queda muy lejos de aquí. A la familia que tiene niños pequeños, no poder tener la suficiente economía para pagar un pasaje. Entonces ellos, cuando se iban a trabajar, siempre lo dejaban con un hermano o la vecina o una tía, pero muchas veces esos niños quedaban al cuidado de otros niños. En cuarentena yo trabajaba en un colegio llamado Tres Mariposas Montessori. Cada vez que yo venía y veía a esos niños no estaban haciendo nada productivo que le ayudara en un futuro, da bastante tristeza. Yo le propuse a los padres que iba a hacer una pequeña escuelita donde ellos pudieran asistir cuando yo llegara de trabajar. Los padres se sentían emocionados y cuando se lo contaron a los niños también, ellos decían sí, sí. Yo me sentía súper preocupada porque no tenía ni el espacio ni la suficiente economía. Yo no tenía nada, pero yo buscaba materiales. Donde yo trabajaba me traía muchas cosas. Con Dios adelante, con la ayuda de varias personas, pude salir adelante. Me sentía tan feliz cada vez que yo veía a esos niños viniendo. Aún estaba lloviendo. Esa hambre, como quien dice, de aprender. Sembremos la educación, la seguridad, la inspiración en cada niño para en un mañana cosecharlo.
Wow.
Listening to Nicauri, it's always like almost brings me to tears or makes me cry. So I'm trying not to cry right now.
When she stated that the children had a hunger to learn, that just grabbed my heart.
Yeah.
Because what I love is that she was able to create something from a need. She was already working in a school in her community, but she decided to come away from working in another school to create a school right there in the center of her own community for the children who didn't have one during the pandemic because they had a hunger to learn. And that right there, that is just beyond words. That's amazing on so many levels. But what I really loved is how everyone in the community, after she said, I will, and she did that amazing act of faith, they jumped in to help. And that's how we make the changes that need to be. I tell people all the time, you know, we don't change the world, we change ourselves. So when she changed her position to say, I'm going to move out of this school to start a school over here for these babies, that's how you change the world.
That's it. That's it. And something, she's here right now. She doesn't speak English. I'm going to say Nicauris. Bravo, bravo. That's something that can be probably understood in every language.
Yes.
We're so proud of you. Something that just so you know, how one time Mikari was talking about how when you educate, like people ask her, like, why do you wasting your time educating like these 10 kids? And she'll be like, yes, but each one of those kids is going to educate 10 other kids, and they're going to educate 10 other kids. So that's it. Sometimes we start with one.
It's one. And let that one be yourself. Start with you. Start with you. And then pass it on.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Okay, all right. I know, right? Because we're just beginning. Who's next? I'm just so excited.
Yeah, so now we have a beautiful conversation with Dr. Marty and Audrey. And I will pass it on to you, Dr. Marty. I can't wait for this.
Well, thank you. So speaking of change makers and knowing how to start with self, even giving back, and also being an educator, I welcome to the stage right now, Miss Audrey Jackson.
Morning. Good afternoon, actually.
Hello, my friend. How are you, Audrey?
I'm well, Dr. Marty. How are you? Good to see you.
It's so awesome to see you always. I want to go ahead and jump right into our conversation, if you will. And today we're going to be speaking about the your organization that you have created, which is, I would say, where you picked up the torch from where your son left off, from where Pop Smoke, hip hop artists, destined to do great things as he will continue to do through his legacy. Pop Smoke was an American rapper, singer, and songwriter, and he was considered by many to be the face of Brooklyn drill. Born and raised in Canarsie, Brooklyn, Pop Smoke began his musical career in the late 2018, and before the unfortunate act of him being gunned down in Los Angeles, California in 2020. He started the work. He started the work. He started with himself. Tell us a little bit about Pop Smoke and how you've come to create the organization. Tell the vision.
People ask me, what's one thing that we don't know about Pop, and I usually talk about his faith. I remember the other day that he always wanted to give back, even though, in elementary school, he toyed with being a teacher because he wanted to be able to sow into young people the way his teacher sowed into him. So when he got into this particular position, he wanted to start out with maybe giving technology into the classrooms. And so he created the concept of Shoot for the Stars. And that was, and then he was like, Ma, you handle it, right? And then, the unfortunate happened. And now, so we've been picking up the torch and taking up the torch, and are running forward with it. Within the industry, the young men are always our young men are always trying to find a way out of the hood, right? It's basketball, it's being a rap artist. And unfortunately in this season, it's taken kind of a wrong turn where language, because they're not quite sure how to express what they're feeling, they're using language which is causing what I'm calling revenge killings. So what I thought to do, after having spoken to a few people, and one particular young lady had access to a detention center for boys, and she was just so impressed with how gifted they were, even in the situation that they were in, this fine art, just gifted young men. So we thought about just kind of giving them an opportunity while they're waiting and doing their thing, to develop language, right? If you want to be a hip hop star, you want to rap, you need vocabulary. You need to be able to express yourself. So this program is going to give them an opportunity to figure out how to say what they're feeling creatively, so that when they express themselves, no one is feeling threatened or the need to go and harm somebody because they felt disrespected. Right. So this program will also end up being their first step towards building their portfolio when they come out. That will help them to be able to come out effectively.
I love that. That's so amazing. And I love how you're bridging the arts as well as the healing, as well as just that whole creativity, just fusing all of that together. And I say all the times that sometimes when we lack the words, that's when we load up the bullets. But I also say that there's two things that you can never take back once it's released, and that is bullets and words. Words are powerful. So my question to you, Audrey, would be, how are you planning to frame helping them to understand that power in the tongue? What does that mean to you in your organization?
One of the things that we all as individuals need to do is to be able to tap into ourselves, right? Our ability to kind of know and understand what we're feeling so we can express what it is what we're feeling to someone else. And that comes from a part of the process that we're going to use is circles, healing circles, where they get an opportunity to express themselves. And then, hopefully learning and teaching moments will grow in those moments. And then we can take some of that stuff and bring it back to their class, their writing sessions, to see how well, and what you said during our last healing session, how could you express that in song, right? In a song, in the rhythm that you want to, because I know for our young people, it's about having the right beat, right? And one of the things about drill or all music that I'm looking at, that the music in the communities of African ancestry, whether it be reggae or drill, there's a heavy drum beat, right? And so it's the drum beat, I think, that really kind of inspires them to need to tell their story in a particular way. But drums are also healing.
Yes, it catches in the body first.
Right.
I love it. It catches in the body first. This is awesome. Well, Audrey, we could use this whole time to talk to you. Of course, there's just not enough time to really get deep dive into it, but we are going to definitely be bringing you back to find out more. But congratulations on being a 2022 recipient. We look so, and personally, you already know I'm there, and I'm going to be the mentor, and I'm going to just do whatever is necessary to make sure that this goes across the globe and then somewhere.
I'm excited, really. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to work with this organization. I'm looking forward to it.
It's our pleasure. That's what Purpose Earth is all about. And we thank you for really working on the healing piece to this gun violence, this senseless gun violence that is really destroying a lot of our communities and our culture. We really honor you for that. Thank you. Wow. I'm telling you, if you're not inspired already by our two recipients that we've had an opportunity to meet, you just might be in the wrong place today, but I know you're not. So I need you to stay tuned, stay on, share this, tell somebody to jump on right now, because this is just the beginning. We have so much more in store for you.
So much more, but I want to say how beautiful, like the combination of this art, creativity, and healing. So beautiful conversation. And I want to say, Audrey, welcome to the family. So beautiful. Okay, so next we have something super inspiring for all of you. We, something that we're all about here, Purpose Earth, is talking about the seeds of change and growth through the grass level, right? Like from here, and the nurturing that happens, that allows us to change the world, like that nurturing that we need inside of us, so we can serve, so we can create that change. And for that, we have a beautiful video from Keisha Shai, and she's the co-founder of Belly Queen and Pure, a global community focused on healing and social change through dance and music. She's performed in 38 countries. So let's take a look. Let's see this beautiful video.
Welcome. My name is Keishi Chai. I'm a bi-coastal artist based in New York City and the Bay Area. Today, I invite you to join me on a very short tree meditation. Take a moment to breathe deep into your belly. And as you exhale, send your breath down through your feet. As you inhale, your crown reaches up toward the sky. And as you exhale, send the breath through your feet, growing roots out into the soil. Inhale, your spine lengthens. And exhale, your shoulders release. Deep breath in, feel your lungs expand. And as you exhale, feel them contract. Inhale, breathing into your front body. Exhale, softening. Inhale, breathe into your back body. Exhale, allowing. Hands slowly lift up. Imagine that there's a tiny seed in each palm. From this tiny seed sprouts a little seedling. Its roots are now wrapping around your palms, and it's growing up, reaching toward the sun. As the roots wrap around your body, start to feel yourself become the seedling. Your arms are now reaching up toward the sun. Your branches become part of the canopy, and you can feel different animals living on your body. The tickle of the caterpillar, the scurrying of the squirrels, letting your body feel this motion, moving with the wind. Your feet continue to grow roots deep down into the soil, drawing nourishment up from your feet, up through your trunk, out through your branches, enjoying the nourishment coming down from the sun, breathing through every single pore. Exhale out, breathing into your back body. Exhale, release and let go. Breathing into your front body. Exhale out. Sensing the green embrace of the other trees around you. Feeling your fingers of your branches touching your fellow trees on either side. Your roots entwining with other trees out from underneath you. Breathing in collectively, breathing out. As we exhale, we send out love, we send out gratitude. We send out thoughts of peace and harmony. Inhale in, bring your palms together, and exhale to your heart. Thank you.
Oh, I needed that.
Oh, me too. I feel
I
like
needed that so much. I know I had to go off screen because I was doing things that I was like, I need to breathe and become a tree and just
oh,
take it all in.
oh, I feel like my roots growing and intertwining with yours from across the globe and everybody else here. I don't know if you feel it. Let us know if you also can feel it. But my favorite thing was this part right here.
Yes. Being deeply rooted. That's what I feel like, a tree, like we're so deeply rooted together, just being able to do this work.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Kishi, for that. I know that she's around, so welcome and thank you so much for this beautiful film. Also to Lisa Merton, who made this film. So thank you so much. Yes. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. The next one is by Lisa Merton.
Well, before we go there, I just want to share this because I think it's so important for everyone to really understand how Purpose Earth is so connected and bringing everyone together. Purpose Earth is an initiative of Unity Earth, whose activities empower worldwide solutions for unity, purpose, and peace. Purpose Earth mission is to fund and mentor purpose-driven people and projects with creative solutions to our global challenges. And I thought it was so important to share that right there after that meditation, because we do understand there are a lot of global challenges. And if we just take the time out sometimes to breathe together and connect and create together, that's how we will continue to change the world as we are celebrating Changemakers on today.
Absolutely. Oh, so beautiful. So grateful for this organization and all the people that I've met, like you. And like my friend Priya, who I see, it's also over there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so next we have, I'll leave this up to you, Dr. Marty, is we have a beautiful trailer now from someone who's planting or helped plant a lot of trees around the world.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of a lot of trees, how about 35 million? 35 million trees have been planted, and we are in partnership. Purpose Earth is actually in partnership with the Green Belt movement. And I don't want to say too much about it because it's explained in this video, but we'll talk about it as soon as it's over. Here we go.
I was hearing many rural women complain about the fact that they did not have firewood. They were also complaining that they did not have enough water. Why not plant trees? I asked the women. And so they just started very, very, very small, very, very small. And before too long, they started showing each other. It was now communities empowering each other to plant trees for their own needs. When the women started, nobody was bothering them because nobody took them seriously. You know, who takes women seriously? Then the government realized that we were organizing women. So they started interfering with our organizing. Ogo metera turahanda ni miti itu na ni miti ya guthondeka bururi witu na ni miti ria tugatigira ciana citu o uria na ithu twatigirwo ni maithe maitu githitiguo koguo ni tutige kuhagagio ni andu. Na mama moja anajitokeza na kwa desturi mama kwa Kiafrika lazima kuheshimu wanaume. They want to debase your womanhood. So I said, now don't give me that. Just use the anatomy that matters right now. And that is from the neck up.
She was disobedient at a time when disobedience was not tolerated.
A lot of our people were imprisoned. A lot of our people were killed.
In our fight for a better government.
If you're going to shed blood because of our land, we will.
Niahete hinya na umiriru muingi muno ngikondo jikaga ndina jitikiti ati maundu ni meri gukua kana kuhotana.
It is the people who must save the environment. It's the people who must make their leaders change. So we must stand up for what we believe in.
Jambo sana, Kevin. I am looking forward to a conversation about the professor, Wangari Maathai. And I wanted to ask you, you were coming of age as a young man in Kenya when she was becoming so well known as a human rights activist and as a woman rights activist, as she called it, and an environmental activist. I'm wondering if you could share a bit about how you were inspired by the work of the professor.
Jambo sana, Peter. Thank you for that question. You know, growing up in the 90s, I would always hear Wangari Maathai on TV, and especially during this time, it was for human rights, as a human rights activist. And it was inspiring during that time because not many people, you know, would stand up against human rights and violations, and more so not many women. So it was inspiring for that time that, you know, the professor was able to stand up for rights and look into the government eyes to ask, hey, we need to do better for the people. But for me, what was more inspiring was in the late 2000s when she got involved really in environmental activism and started planting trees and projects to empower communities. That inspired me when I got to know my undergraduate or my university to be able to follow into the footsteps and work with the student organizations, and furthermore work with the student organizations across the world in able to be able to continue the legacy and of planting trees and for environmental activation. Thank you. And so Peter, just as a follow-up, right? As a professor, you took 2 years off and worked at the Wangari Maathai Institute for Peace and Environmental Studies in Kenya, which honors the work of the late professor. The Institute works closely with the Green Belt movement to continue her legacy. How was it for you during this time?
Well, after Wangari passed, I was, like millions of others, inspired to do something to contribute to her legacy. And I had the privilege of helping her to develop this Wangari Maathai Institute for Peace and Environmental Studies. And so I was privileged to go there and be a Fulbright professor at University of Nairobi in the Institute. And during that time, I worked closely with the Greenbelt movement also. And I came to see her work in Kenya and across Africa. And I've reflected a lot, Kevin, over the years on what her contributions were. And I think there are three things I would say. One is that she was deeply moved by ethics. She was one of the authors of the Earth Charter. Major intellectual architecture of the Earth Charter really came from Wangari. And she was deeply moved by the need to act upon our ethics. Secondly, she had a deep belief in personal efficacy and persistence. She never gave up. And she believed that all actions that we take are significant. And finally, and perhaps most inspiring for the women of the Greenbelt movement and for young men like you growing up and for old professors like me, is that she was fierce in her commitment to nonviolent resistance. She shed blood for the Karura forest, which has now been renamed in her honor. So these are some of the things that I learned from my time of hoping to carry on her work. And Kevin, I wanted to ask you, now we're involved on this Grant Selection Council of Purpose Earth. I'm wondering how you see the relationship. We're starting a partnership with Greenbelt Movement, of course. How do you see the relationship between the legacy of the professor and her inspiration and Purpose Earth?
Thank you, Peter, for that. I was feeling like, you're bringing me back into the moments when Wangari was alive. And just to answer your question here is Purpose Earth, we can easily draw, parallels between Purpose Earth and the Green Belt movement, which honors our work up to today. And Purpose Earth as a history, some of you could check out on our website, has 3 pillars, the environmental restoration, community activation, and cultural collaborations. And all these are some of the things, like Peter mentioned before, that the late professor really, advocated for. And this is shown with our projects across the world. Purpose Earth is funding projects, from like the Empowerment Collective in Nepal. We have the Light on Light for Peace, in the United States. We have conservation, a project on, conservation in Kenya. We have She is the Universe in Dominican. And if you look at all these projects, they tie into the 3 pillars and easily work together with, what the Green Belt movement is doing and what the professor wanted left as a legacy. And so it's nice to have, Purpose Earth, for example, try to work together with the Green Belt movement in a partnership sort of form going forward. And so, Peter, maybe as to try and wind up here, you were honored to speak at the funeral ceremony of Wangari Maathai. Could you reflect on the important parts of that moment? Thank you.
Kevin, yes. You remember the grief that the nation felt when Wangari passed. I arrived in Kenya just in time for the state funeral, and there were hundreds of thousands of people in the streets. That tiny little hearse going through the streets. Wangari had a coffin made of invasive plants from Lake Victoria. She wanted no trees to be cut for her coffin, and it was an incredibly moving time. And it was only the 2nd state funeral in the history of Kenya. Only Kenyatta had a state funeral before that. And it was a remarkable time. And there was a national period of mourning. And then there was the family funeral. And that was also huge. And Desmond Tutu gave the homily. It was in that great basilica, that Roman Catholic basilica, thousands of people in the basilica. And I had been humbled, and one of the greatest honors of my life, of course, to give a prayer. There were prayers in many languages, Kikuyu, Swahili. I was to give the English prayer, and the prayer was to honor the Green Belt movement and for world peace. And no one will ever remember what I said because of what happened while I was saying the prayer. The bishop was very strict, and he said not to look at the audience, which was good because they were heads of state, and I would have gotten very nervous. So he said, look at the altar, but across on the far side of the altar, there were 500 women of the Greenbelt movement who had walked from all corners of Kenya. And they were there, of course, to help us celebrate the life of Wangari Maathai. And so it turned out, I hadn't expected, but it turned out I was addressing the women of the Greenbelt movement. And as I began my little prayer, a tree came up from the women. One of the women had a little seedling. We were planning to plant trees after the ceremony, and I continued to say my prayer. And as I did, a forest of trees came up. Each woman had a tree to plant. And so, as Wangari would call it, a canopy of hope was lifted up during the prayer. And it reminded us all of her great work in tree planting. And I look forward, Kevin, to this partnership partly because the work of the Greenbelt movement, it empowers people. Like those women, they're mostly poor, mostly women, and it empowers them to take action. And this is what I think will be our inspiration in Purpose Earth, is this need to take action based on what we believe.
Amazing, amazing, Peter. I think that's, like you call it, we'll wind up here and say a canopy of hope is what also Purpose Earth is looking forward. And, why don't we head over back to the main session and listen to what's going on? Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
A canopy of hope. Wow.
Yes. Oh my goodness. You just met my other brothers. That's oh my goodness. Again, you just heard from our council members, our grant selection council members. We're so excited to be a family and to come together and get an opportunity to read the grants and get to know the projects first, and along with our production team, and becoming mentors as well, individuals from the production team as well as the grants council members. We are also mentors, and so this is just it allows us to be a part of these projects that we're so excited about. But I have to just mention, a tree will be planted in the honor of each of you moving forward. A tree will be planted in the honor of the work that you're doing around the world, along with the other 28 grant recipients. And we're excited because Purpose Earth, we have already raised over $250,000, and 100% of the money that has been raised goes back to the recipients and the projects that you're doing, 100%. And we are already in 15 countries from around the world. Is that amazing or what?
That is beautiful.
And one of the things that Peter said that I was hanging on to, he says to be empowered and to take action. And for those who are watching right now and who will share this later, we encourage you to do that exact same thing. Be empowered today and take action. It takes money for us to do this, but we don't keep the money. We give the money away, and we give the money to great projects like the ones you have already met and you've heard. And so if you are inspired today to be empowered, to take action, we want you to also send this information out to others and ask them to join you. Wouldn't that be amazing if you created little small groups in your community to say, hey, let's support Purpose Earth, and let's specifically support this project that I heard about today, or maybe go to our website, purposeearth.org, and choose maybe a recipient even from last year. But what is inspiring you to be empowered and to give back? It's so exciting. I'm telling you, I love what we do. I love being a council member. My schedule had gotten so overwhelming this year. I had to remove myself from a lot of different groups and organizations, but this one here, I wasn't touching. I said, I might shut down some stuff that I personally created before I come off of this council, because they are just that powerful. And I'm excited to be a part of it. And we thank you again for being a recipient, and to all who will have a tree planted in your honor.
So beautiful. And in the words of Wangari Maathai that I love, is we must stand up for what we believe in all the ways, right? So inspiring. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan.
Yes.
Yeah. And okay, so you ready for what's next?
Yeah, I am.
Perfect. So we have a video from Kevin, who visited a few of our grant recipients in Kenya. So we're gonna take a look at that.
Thank you, Dr. Marty and Emmanuel, for the opportunity. So today, my name is Kevin Chiteri. I come from Kenya, and I'm part of the Grant Selection Council here at Purpose Earth. And today, I'm going to talk to you about a visit that I did to some of the projects that have been funded and will be funded by Purpose Earth shortly here. So the first project that I got a chance to visit when I was visiting my family in Kenya in December was the conservation organization which runs the project called the Chagua Seed Bank as one of the prime projects. And the initiative of Chagua Seed Bank is to be able to provide the local farmers, mostly women, with the access to locally sourced vegetable seeds. And so what they're doing is they're using, organic local vegetables and working with the farmers to increase seed production. It was a really nice time to see and talk to the farmers themselves, because they say it's very hard for them to find the seeds for some of these local vegetables, which they really value a lot. And as you can see, we were able to go out. They have places where they are taught together, but they also practice this in their individual homesteads. And so we look forward to some of the seeds that are going to be coming out of their project. The second project was the Piscedos Project, which is a cage fish farming. I was able to meet the beach management unit of this project. And this project is at Lake Victoria, which is in East Africa, but this specifically part in Kenya. And the way fishing is done is that we have fishermen who go out and fish, mostly are men. They bring it to the beach where we have the fishmongers, mostly women, who sell to the other traders. But with the fish and with the fish cage, the cage fish farming, we are hoping that, that we can now put a cage inside the lake, and we're able to harvest the fish at the end of 6 months. And now this, we are hoping that the fishmongers will have access to more seeds, which they can sell and more money for them and their families. And so in this project, our meeting just these people and talking to them, I would see the real impact of them having this project with them for survival and for empowerment for the young people who are along the shores of this lake. The other newer projects that I did visit, the first one is the Masai Ngoswani Greening, which has just recently been funded. And we are looking forward to John doing a great job by the fact that the town is a new growth town with no waste management systems. And John is going to try and work with the local elders, with the local community, the local business, to develop a waste management system with the grant that we are giving him. He's going to try and empower them with teaching them on what waste is and collection points and recycling points. And this is a very fast-growing town because it goes to the famous, world-famous Masai Mara National Reserve, where you have the migration that happens every year. The other project that I visited was the Wamblishe Water Project, and this is a project that had infrastructure, but they did not get all the wells down. And so we are hoping that with this now they are able to get in and get water to the community permanently year round. And with this, they're able to supply over the 3,000 people in the community. They're able to supply the schools, churches, and even mosques within that town. So with this grant, they're able to dig the well. They're able to supply the water. And Patrick was really grateful to Purpose Earth because he says there is going to be a real impact with this grant to his community. So it is really nice. And meeting even just some of the people, this water is going to be helpful to the old women, to the old persons, individuals, age, to the disabled, because they have to go for long ways looking for the water. So lastly, I just want to thank you all for the donation that you make to Purpose Earth. It's creating impact, it's saving life, it's empowering people out there. So I look forward to more discussions, and thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Patrick Oyale Kuchwa, the chair of Wamblishe Community Water Project. The project was initiated by the community in the year 2015, and it became fully operational in 2016. The water project serves 500 households, which translates to over 3,000 people. It also includes learning institutions, market centers, and health. Served well the community for 3 years. Eventually, the borehole started decrease in production until last year when it dried up completely. We are the community. We are applying for the grant so that we may drill another borehole. The vision of this project is to provide clean and safe water for consumption by the community. By doing this, we have helped the community in the following ways. One, to improve public health by reduction of waterborne disease, which is being currently supported in the area. The second one is to improve livelihood among the community by reducing the time taken to fetch water at the springs, which are located at steep and dangerous terrains. Thirdly, it will create conducive learning environment for the people who are always told to go for the water during learning period. So we as the community, we are going to appreciate if we can get this grant so that we may have another borehole, so that we may have clean water to help the community.
This is John Matilong Sayelel from Kenya, and I come from Narok County in Loita Plains around Moswani. I just want to take this opportunity to introduce myself and also to introduce my community as well. I come from a little community known as the Maasai, a small community in East Africa, mostly in Tanzania and Kenya. And they are pastoralists in nature, which means that they keep livestock such as cows, sheep, and goats. And I just want to say that I'm very privileged and honored to be one of the members of this community, which is a very well-known community for their traditional and cultural practices. Coming from this dignified community, I just want to say that I'm privileged to be one of the young generation who were able to attend school and finish their higher education. And I just want to take this time to say that it has been a very great resource for me, and I'm happy and I have a chance to be able to help my community in facing the modern challenges we are having in today's life. And one of the greatest challenges we have is the waste management. And these waste managements are usually brought up by these commercial trading centers around us. And they're really threatening the life of people, wildlife, and environment as well. And having been having this kind of a problem, I just thought that we can work as a community together through the funding which was given us by Purpose Earth, through my project which was known as Maasai Greening Moswani, which is a project intending to handle this waste management around my local center. And having said that, it is a project that is intending to take a while, but I'm very optimistic that we are going to work together as a community so that we can secure our best environment as we used to have, and educate this community in handling waste, handling and controlling waste management that are brought up by these commercial centers. They're mostly waste from like these trading centers, mostly plastics, bottles, plastics in nature, and there are several undecomposed materials that are being littered all around, and it is really threatening the life, especially wildlife, because they sometimes end up eating this waste and it's harmful to their life. And I'm here today to say that I'm privileged to have this project on, and we are looking forward to cooperate with Purpose Earth and other, interested bodies to make sure that we have a free environment from waste and pollution. With those few remarks, I just want to say thank you very much and may God bless you. And I'm looking forward to work together.
Wow, it's so inspiring. Like such beautiful, remarkable projects.
How amazing. Once again, creating from a need, knowing that clean water is so important to all to live, just to live a healthy, we take so many things for granted. But absolutely. He decided, let me do something about that. Let me do what I can, starting with self. What can I do? How can I connect with others to make a difference? Again, I say to you, we don't change the world, we change ourselves, and then the world changes because of it. This is just awesome and amazing. Once again, just beautiful work from all around the world.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to say anything, but we're at that point where we're going to present our last recipient of the day.
Absolutely. But before we do that, we just totally have to thank our co-creators, Emmanuel Councilman and Laura Rose. Can I get everyone in the building right now? We need to see your hands. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I'm doing gallery view because I'm gonna make sure everybody is clapping right now as soon as I get to my career. Yes, 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 because this could not happen without Emmanuel and Laura Rose. Talking about giving from the heart, talking about starting with self, and then just presenting it to the world. They do it the best. They're the best at it. I mean, they really are. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. Again, $250,000 could not have ever, not the first dollar could not have been raised if it was not for them giving and doing the work. We thank you. All of us from around the world, we thank you. All 28 grant recipients, we thank you. The council, we thank you. The production team, we thank you. All those in the communities that have benefited from the work that you are supporting, we thank you. We thank you. Lotta, it looks like you might be on. We want to hear you. You are so beautiful. You're beautiful, like, even when we can't hear you.
So beautiful. I was just like being like here, like just like saying how much you know, this two people mean to me, and how grateful I am. So thank you from all of us, also recipients. I know that I'm speaking for everybody who also has benefited from their beautiful heart-led work. So thank you. And thank you to everybody who's part of our family who has supported us so far to get us here as well. And thank you for those of you who are also thinking of supporting us moving forward. So thank you.
Absolutely. And you know what? I have a little secret. I don't know how many people's in this room, but I'm just going to say it like I'm just talking to you, but I have a little secret. I heard a little bird say that there could be a possibility that some more opportunities to support some people later on could happen this year. I'm not sure. Don't hold it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Don't hold me to the coals. But if that happens, I believe some people right here in this room watching right now, they're doing the work. They started with themselves. They created something and they need some help. And so I'm just saying, I'm just whispering a little something. You might want to get ready. Make sure you go to purposeearth.org. Keep up with us, follow us, share what we're doing. Get yourself ready, just like these other 28 recipients did. Just like it happened for them, it can happen for you, you know, just in case something happens later on this year. You just want to be ready, right?
Mm-hmm. Get ready, get ready.
Get ready. Yeah, they say don't. Yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, don't get ready, be ready. How about that? Just be ready.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so are you all ready to see our next recipient, for whom I'm so inspired? I just want to say also, there's in the chat, there's some links for you to know more about Emmanuel and Laura and the work that they're doing. Just like there's so many ways for you to connect with us that we're going to continue to share as well.
And they can give. You know, let me just say that you can also give and be a part of this movement. This is a Purpose Earth. I'm saying it right here today. This is a movement, a global movement, you all. Don't you want to be a part of that action? What did Peter say earlier? He says, empower and take action. Who's taking action today? I just need you to do this. I don't even want you to tell me what amount. But if you have been empowered by what you've seen so far, just go in the chat and say, I'm taking action. Let me see how many people real quick that's going to say, I'm taking action. And that means that you're going to give something. I don't care if it's $5 to 5 million. Tell me right now, you're going to take action. What does that mean to you? Don't even tell me the amount. Let your heart be moved. That's between you and the ones you love and you serve and all of the above, because I know that if you're told to give $1,000, $1 just won't do. And if you're told to give $100, your $10 just might not get it. So I want you right now to just say, I'm going to take action. I'm taking action today. Who's taking action? Let's call out some names real quick. before we move on? All right. Oh, look at all these take action people. It's so many. I don't know if I can call them all out. We got Noel and Bob taking action. Brad is taking action. Keishi is taking action. Courtney, Jill, Rhiannon's taking action. Lily's taking action. Vanessa and Seraphina's taking action. Kathy Lambert, a good friend of mine, she's taking action. Rachel's taking action. Jill Robinson, Amanda is taking action. Oh, I love it. Yes, let's all take action. Woo! Yes, shout out to each of you.
Thank you, everybody. Oh, Dr. Marty, you're on fire. I love it. I'm like, okay, I thought I was going to be tired by this time, but I'm like so energized. I hope you all super energized as well. Thank you, everybody, for like.
But you know, we got a party coming up. Marty's got to be ready for the party, right? I got to hype my stuff up. So we need you all to stay with us because it is going to be a Purpose Earth Marty party going on. Like I said, don't get ready, be ready. Stay with us. Amazing. All right, back over to you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm very excited about this one also because it's a project that really touches my heart, and it's someone that I know personally, and it's an honor to introduce their project to you right now. They have a brilliant vision, and they combine art with science and community, and they create something magnificent that I actually will let them speak about. So we first have a video, but we're introducing you to Global Coalition, and we'll see a video, then we'll bring Angeline to talk about it. And yeah, so get ready. Let's do it.
I want to give them a tagline real quick.
Oh,
they're gonna take this home with them.
Are you ready?
This is your consolation gift. This is your tagline for the day.
Okay.
Using art as a tool
for
transformation.
Using art as a tool for transformation, we have the opportunity to create a reality as beautiful, healthy, and strong as our imagination, our imagination, our imagination, our imagination, our imagination. Transformation. In using art as a tool for transformation. Transformation. In using art as a tool for transformation. Transformation.
We are sacred beings on sacred land.
In using art as a tool for transformation, we have the opportunity to create a reality as beautiful, healthy, and strong as our imagination permits.
Beyond Arawak or Taino culture, it is returning to an essence of being human, of being connected from the heart to all the life, from those clouds to the birds, to the last bit of sand, to remember our mother every day.
In using art as a tool for transformation. Transformation. In using art as a tool for transformation. Transformation.
Using art as a tool for transformation. We'd love to welcome Angeline Chen to the stage. Angeline, hello, welcome. What an honor.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful and honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Tell us more about your project. We'd love to hear more.
Sure. Well, so I'm one of the co-founders of Global Coalition. I just wanted to share, today is my 31st birthday, so it's really special to be here. I wanted to share my ancestry is from China. My mother's a Chinese culture language teacher in China. My father's a biochemist whose work won a Nobel Prize and is used in coral science to increase their resilience to climate change. And I'm just grateful to be alive today, for them to have brought me into this world and to have found my purpose. I fell in love with coral reefs in Thailand, and within about 1 to 2 years witnessed about half the reef had died, about half the fish population had disappeared. And so it brought me into creating Global Coalition. And I'm here now in the Dominican Republic, and it really does look like this. It's such a beautiful place, the land, the water, the people, and yeah, Laura is my neighbor. So I'm just honored to be here to share. I have a little presentation. So should I dive right in? I will share my screen. Okay. And thank you to Purpose Earth, this community and this movement. I'm so grateful and honored to be here. So Global Coalition, we are on a mission to accelerate coral reef restoration. So coral reefs are the rainforest of the sea. Actually, from our last, from the last speaker, I was thinking it would be an amazing goal in life to outplant 35 million corals one day. So I'm very inspired by their work. Our oceans actually produce the other half of the oxygen that our planet needs to survive. So our corals, they support 25% of all marine life. They provide over 500 million people around the world with food and livelihood. And they say we're 300 to 400 times more likely to find new medicine in the ocean. There's over 6,500 different species of coral. We've lost about half of our reefs in the last 30 years, primarily to climate change, pollution, overfishing, and they estimate we will lose 90% by 2050. Recent studies have shown that based on the recovery rates of marine ecosystems, we can actually rebuild our marine ecosystems by 2050. There are incredible groups out there dedicated to regenerating these populations. Different techniques have been used underwater, coral gardening techniques, where we can trim and garden, repopulate. And there's been a lot of recent breakthroughs in bringing coral farming on land, where we can actually slice corals because they're cloning animals and they will multiply and divide, and we can grow them on in tanks on a large scale. And they actually grow up to 50 times faster because of the settings that we can provide them and being able to feed them with bioaccelerators. There's another amazing technique used where corals actually spawn eggs and sperm, and in nature, usually only 1 in a million will actually find each other, fertilize, land somewhere, and grow into a mature coral. But in a land setting, you can take these eggs and sperm, breed them together, and they get over 90% success rate of fertilization. So these techniques, people believe if we can scale these across the world to local NGOs who are dedicated full-time to reef restoration, we have a chance to increase the biomass and increase the biodiversity of key regions that would become biodiversity hotspots around the world, and over time reseed neighboring reefs. And there is a chance that our coral reefs could survive the impacts of climate change through this way. So for me as an artist, we were wondering, how can we catalyze the adoption of these techniques to these local communities and the local NGOs? And that's where we designed this method of bridging the art and the science that can catalyze the community connection and build a movement where people are inspired, where the knowledge can be transferred. We can create new jobs and conservation on these island communities. Our first sculpture, Mazu, within about 4 months, she was covered in crustose coralline algae, a building block for coral, and the local community built 36 pyramids around her, planting 5,000 corals. And this kind of was the beginning of our journey of seeing how art could be such a beautiful catalyst for the community. This is the Dominican Republic. On the left, we have the reefs in the 80s. Here on the right is now, and the DR has actually, they have less than 10% coral coverage currently, and the waters are severely overfished. So it's been a very fascinating place for us to work. And we started our project in 2020, January. We went to the schools and shared with the kids our vision, our mission, and we asked them if we could create something, a sculpture, what would it be? What would be impactful for you? And they told us Atabe. And Atabe, who I also have a little sculpture here of, so she is the mother of the water, the mother of earth, and she rules over river, rain, fertility, and she goes to the ocean once to give birth to her son, the god of the sea, from the Arawak Taino indigenous culture. And we got to meet Irka Mateo. She gave us the blessings to do this project and began guiding us through the process of bringing Atabe into 3D form. And through our relationship with her, we got to learn so much about the history of this island. They actually have over 4,000 years of indigenous history of the Arawaks who migrated from Venezuela. They lived in harmony, they traded their fish and their yucca across 5 kingdoms on the island that was at the time Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And about 500 years ago, when the Spanish arrived, it began the colonization. About 83% of the population was wiped out. And the ones that had survived had hidden in caves, and some had been sold through the slave trade to the US. And just in the last 30 years, there's been an incredible discovery of the amount of people with Arawak lineage, Taino lineage, and a recovery of this culture, their music, their medicine, their stories. And it was so beautiful. It's been so beautiful to be part of that journey. This is the Mariposa School for Girls, and they created a beautiful performance piece honoring Atabe. And yeah, just to witness this happening on the island here and many islands around the Caribbean and in the US. This is Atabe. We built her on a public beach so that we could raise awareness and talk about the culture and the history and the need for marine ecology on the island. And we were actually faced with an uprising from the evangelic church, and that actually rippled even more across the island, people debating all across social media about the history, and the municipality held a conference with the evangelic priests, and it was just beautiful to see these dialogues happening. It was been beautiful to see how people have come to see Atabe and connect with the culture, and all the people that have come together to help make this project possible. We had an amazing local team, a lot of education opportunities, and people building. We had over 100 people have their hands contribute to the building of Atabe. And for us, the art is just such a powerful way to bring communities together and have these conversations and bring people into the climate conversation and be able to participate. And most importantly for us to be able to work and learn with the indigenous leaders and support their voices and their messages being heard. And we practiced microfragmentation in the area to test if it was a viable method for the region. It was. We had our corals growing in nurseries in the water, growing healthy, very little mortality rate. And now we are embarking to build our first land-based farm. We're starting with 8 tanks. Every tank holds 4,000 corals. We can outplant every 3 to 6 months. And our vision is to build a coral farm, community center, and cultural center, creating opportunities for education, new jobs, and opportunities for fishermen, the dive community, the youth in the area, and create a self-sustaining model for the region to hopefully restore the reefs in the area. This is our second sculpture on the island. It's inspired by Ana Kaona, who is, she was an Arawak Taino chief on the island around when the Spanish arrived. And our long-term vision of the project is to reach the 50 reef sites. So there's 50 coral reefs identified by the Ocean Agency as having the highest chance of recovery. And if restored, they could reseed neighboring regions. It's a way for conservationists to focus on key areas to become biodiversity hotspots and for corals to survive climate change in the next 3 decades. And our vision is to bridge indigenous wisdom with advanced science and create local marine regeneration hubs that are locally led. And yeah, we're so grateful to be here. Thank you so much for listening and for supporting, and to the Purpose Earth community and donors that have chosen our project to be a recipient. So thank you so much, and feel free to reach out. My email and website is there. Thank you. Thank you and blessings. Oh, and I would just love to introduce Irka Mateo, who she's been an elder and a guide for our project, and she will be sharing some music. She's an amazing musician. Thank you so much.
My name is Terina De Marco, and I am a musician. My mother's teachings have influenced my identity. You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from, and having your roots deep and steady allows you to bear fruit and grow.
The Taino people are the indigenous people of the Caribbean who went through so much hardship. These people need to be acknowledged because they are our ancestors and also for our identity. This is like part of the mix of really knowing who you are.
We're going to build an altar. In the center will be the god of Yucca.
His name is Yucahu Bagua Maurokoti. He can make the crops healthy and abundant. Then we are going to thank him for the work that he's going to do.
My mother moved here and we started implementing the Taino ceremonies. And sure enough, we blessed it and my garden went wild. It became a tradition in my house to always, before we plant everything, we make the ceremony. My mother would bring me into forests and jungles, and she would teach me the names of all of the trees and the fruits. And I still to this day walk around the neighborhood and I can name you pretty much every tree, and that comes from her. It all kind of blended together, creating what I am now, which is so many cultures in one. It's so primal, the voice and the drums, and that is something that occurs in my music all the time. That is a direct link from me seeing my mother. Having roots are so important to me because it cements me in my identity. I've never faltered as to who I am as a person. I know who I am and where I come from, and that gives me so much strength and compassion. It really centers me and makes me feel like I'm standing really strong on the earth.
Thank you, Angeline. What a beautiful, beautiful project you have. It's been such an honor to know about this and have you so close by. And just for me, it was a surprise that you were here until this week, and seeing the Taino people. I'm parts Taino as well, and I didn't even know that we were alive until very recently too. So beautiful. Thank you for doing this beautiful work. What inspired, like I see so many people saying how inspired they are and sharing some wisdom as well on chat. So please look at that, Angeline, and know that we will all, like, we were having troubles with your slides, but we will have the recording for everybody and we'll include those slides as there as well.
Absolutely. Wow, such beautiful stories and creations and vibrant videos. I love the colors. I mean, I felt it. I felt everything that Angeline was speaking about. You are so awesome and amazing, just like the other recipients of 2022. Again, kudos to all, deep bows to everyone in the work that you're doing around the world. Remember, we are streaming also Facebook, and share that out. Let somebody know that healing was in the room today. I'm telling you, I don't know how you felt or what was aching or what was hurting when you came in, but it's all gone now. Don't worry about your back hurting. Oh, that headache, it's gone. I know it is, because I'm telling you, I feel like I've lost probably about 20 pounds. And you know, that's not easy to do nowadays. So just the fact I feel that way, you know, this was an amazing program.
Beautiful, beautiful. I feel it too. I feel so at peace and so grateful for everybody who joined in. And you know, thank you for Purpose Earth also for having us as co-hosts. And what an honor! What a beautiful honor!
What an honor. Yes. What an honor to bear witness to this. And you were the first. You joined us. You're the first people to actually witness and see these videos and be introduced to this work on a global scale. Isn't that amazing? Come on, clap it up again in the room, everybody. Clap it up, clap it up. What amazing work. And my beautiful co-host, can I just say, again, what an honor and a pleasure it has been to be here with you today and to share this stage with you. I normally do this with Emmanuel. We normally dress alike. And I said to you, let's wear hot pink. And what I come in the room with a little bit of green. And then Emmanuel shows up with green on, because that's just how we're linked. I'm sorry. I love it, but I thank you. You are beautiful inside and out.
Thank you so much. Thank you to you too. What an honor, and what an honor to see all of these projects together and just know more about the beautiful work that we're supporting as an organization, and know all of you council members and everybody that's involved. And just like, seriously, Dr. Marty, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I think we're friends forever. So
we are. Yes. I'm already packed on my way coming to visit.
Come, Angeline's here too. So
I know. And Angeline, I'm telling you, I'm just excited about it. I can't wait. I love it. I love it. Well, you know, this isn't over, right? We're going to kind of like take a little shift and, you know, once again, I'm that person that just be hearing stuff in the grapevine. And I heard that there's going to be a little party going on in a minute. I don't know. I think that we got a little party happening here. And so I want everybody to get ready for that. Stay with us so you can meet and speak with, connect with all of these wonderful recipients, not just from 2022, but also from last year. 28 recipients have been awarded through Purpose Earth. Again, we're so grateful for the work that Purpose Earth is doing. Please visit purposeearth.org. We can't say it enough. And we thank you today for taking action. Just a reminder, 100% of what you gifted today will go to the recipients that we actually pull forward to get behind and support. So thank you for being a part of the movement.
Thank you, everybody. Okay. Is it party time?
It's party time. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Let me, I got a quick change. So this is how I do that. Huh. See my sparkles, it's time to party.
Sparkles, let's party.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Again, we'll see you in 2 seconds.
Thank you, everyone.
Woo! Hello. It's time to unmute everyone, and then we just ask you to just kind of mute yourselves as you need to. But we're gonna jump right on into this after party right now. Was that a beautiful? Was that in a beautiful event or what? Come on! Yay! Yay! Where's my co-host? I mean, where's my co-host from earlier, as if that was like yesterday. There she is. I see her.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Oh my gosh. Again, what a beautiful moment. You're in store for some wonderful music. We have Baba Israel in the house, everybody, and Grace Galu, everybody. Come on. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because I am ready. I do want to introduce someone to the room real quick. Rhiannon, I want to see you, if you can come off mute real quick. I just want to make sure you're in the room so that you can help with this after party. Now, I envision myself somewhat kind of like at the VIP table, if you will, but you are, you're in the room mixing up some stuff, making some things happen. So I just want to make sure you make sure everyone is at home in case I miss anybody. I'm over in the VIP section, so
I'm here for you.
Let me know when they need to come over.
I'm here for all of you, and we are so excited and so blessed that we have so many of our incredible grant recipients here with us today. That we have Baba and Grace here with us. Oh my goodness, Laura and Emmanuel, our whole Purpose Earth family. Can I just give a shout out to our production team too, who worked so hard on making this event happen. This is a giant labor of love, and it's such a blessing to work with you all. I'm so deeply moved. I'm
get that for you,
tears. I worked on all these videos, and I still I was crying every time we see one of them because they're so beautiful. And I have my partner here, Paul Geluso, who mixed the sound for our pieces. And, we just, so much love goes into producing these events together. And it's just a joy. It's just a joy. And we have such an incredible community being part of the Purpose Earth family. We have so much of our Unity Earth family here as well. And, with the power of Unity Earth and Purpose Earth working together, and the Sign Network streaming it out, and all the Sign partners. I mean, this is truly a global mission and movement that we're working on together. And, as Emmanuel calls it, the Holo movement. And it's a movement of movements, and we're all gaining steam and momentum together. And when we share all of this incredible love with each other, in a very grounded way, I feel like this movement is different from things that I've been part of in the past, because we're so rooted in the earth too, and we're so constantly working to pay respect to our indigenous elders and our wisdom keepers in the world, and share wisdom between generations and cultures, and really keeping our roots in the ground. And that's so deeply important, and intertwining our roots around the world. So yeah, I just really want to share the depth of my gratitude with everyone, and Laura and Emmanuel for giving me this opportunity to be here and co-create with you all. Thank you. So we have a lot of people here with us who we'd love to hear from, and Baba and Grace are like two of the most amazing musicians I've ever met in my life. And they're gonna co-create a piece, an interactive piece, live with us. You're all gonna provide the words and the inspiration and heart that they're gonna weave together with you in the moment, because they're masters of freestyle. And we're going to make this piece live together that would never happen anywhere else. It's not going to happen the same way at any other time, because you're all going to co-create it. And we're going to use art as a tool for transformation right here and right now.
I told you that tagline was going to be hot. Now listen.
It's hot.
The mic is not on. But I live in a land of la la land anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But I needed to be the host today. And there's no such thing as being a host and you don't have a mic, right? So what I want you to do when we bring you to the stage, I may ask you a question, and I'm going to do this so you can answer. But then when you see that mic come back to me, you already know that we're short on time, and we want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to speak. So that we want to just give you that visual. We're going to go over that again. Okay. And so I'm going to ask a question and then I'm going to let you answer and you're going to speak. But then when you see it come back, I'm going to say, thank you so much. And we're going to go on and move on. All right. I think we got it. So I just want to make sure that we are doing this in the proper way so that we can have our artists to create. So how would you like to kick this off, Rhiannon?
You know what? I'm so excited to see my sister Priya here from Festival of the Child. Can we bring Priya up for a moment and see how she's feeling?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my heart. Hi, Priya. Hi, Priya. First of all, Priya, I want to thank you for taking action. I went back and I looked at the log and I'm like, I didn't call out Priya's name. You were like at the top, one of the first ones to jump in to say you're taking action. And guess what? I already know that you would be because that's just who you are. How much did you love that tagline, using art as a tool for transformation?
It totally touched me, and it's such an incredible program, and I'm just feel so blessed and grateful to be here with everybody. It was just really amazing, such a profound evening, and always all the gatherings that Purpose Earth puts together and curates, there's so much love and care in every single second of it. So I just feel really grateful to be part of this community and super grateful to have been a grant recipient last year. It's just a very big blessing. Thank you all so much.
We thank you, and you do know how to use art as a tool. Can you tell us a little bit about how you use art as a tool with Festival of a Child?
So Festival of the Child was an online education summit, and it took place last year. And essentially, it's just the idea of, you know, the more that we kind of just work on ourselves as adults and teachers, the more we can support our children. And one of the ways in which we do that is by supporting adults, parents, and teachers to be creative, whether it's kind of dancing or whether it's through their voice or whether it's actual, you know, creative arts. Because the idea is that by connecting to your own creativity, then you're also being a living embodied example of that creativity for children, so that they can tap into their own creativity and be connected to their own agency too.
That is awesome and amazing. And I was so excited to be one of your mentors last year. It gave us an opportunity to actually get to know one another on an even personal level. You are a friend for life, and I am so grateful to know you and the work that you're doing. Blessings to you, Priya. Thank you for being in the room.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. So who else is going to join me on the red carpet? Who's coming up next?
Oh, darling Marty, you know, I'm so excited to see so many people here. Brother Owl, would you join us and share a few words? Our dear Brother Owl, it's so amazing to see you. It's been quite a while.
Hi, Brother Owl. How are you?
Woolet, good. Woolet, that's good in Munsee language, which I'm learning. We're reacquiring our language here in the Ramapough Mountains.
Oh, that is so awesome. We would love for you to speak about your experience with Purpose Earth and how it benefited you as well in the projects that you're doing, and tell us what the project is, the name of it, and what you've been up to over the last year.
Okay, well, let me just start with the Munsee prayer that we usually like to start with, at least in this part of the world, when we have our remarks and gatherings. Anishik Kishalamokwang, Anishik Kwachi Manitou, Elamiliang, Kakana Ki, Wak Nbi, Wak Kershung, Wak Tindao. Anishik, 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 Anishik. And in English, what I was saying was a prayer of thanks to nature and the creator. I said, thank you from whose thoughts we arose. Thank you, oftentimes translated as Great Spirit, for giving us the earth, the waters, wind, and fire. And that actually gets into why Purpose Earth is so important, and why the grants that we have are so important, because it's really documenting this ongoing dialogue or relationship that that Ramapough have with the Mohawk people. In their language, they're called Gani and Kahaga, which means people of the flint. Mohawk is a name actually apparently from Muncie. I won't say what that name means, but let's just say that not all our relations have been good over the centuries. But I'm just glad to say that we're friends now. And even that prayer that I gave you, I recently learned that apparently the Haudenosaunee, the Mohawk, are one of the, and I have a shirt actually from the Haudenosaunee people. They're called people of the Longhouse. This would symbolize the Mohawk. They're guardians of the Eastern Door. The Onondaga are keepers of the fire or flame. Seneca are guardians of the Eastern Door. So their Eastern Door would have been our northern boundary. So Muncie, Muncie was almost killed off on this planet. There's 800 languages spoken in New York. And until recently, Muncie was not an active language, although Manhattan is a Muncie word. But we're bringing it back, and the Haudenosaunee people, again, they will start their discussions with this prayer to nature, and apparently that influenced us in terms of bringing back our prayers as well. I think our last first language Muncie speaker may have died about 10 years ago. So it's a real honor and blessing to be with Purpose Earth here and still working on it. I'm glad that it's it's an ongoing collaboration. It's not just a one-off event. So I am working diligently to bring this relationship to a broader audience and to document it, because the Haudenosaunee are actually the longest still active republic or democratic republic in the world today. We're bringing it. I'll just end, and if I can just end with something that Yogi Berra said, which I'll just kind of show some of my problems I'm having. Someone once asked Yogi Berra, after he was getting questions wrong about his own autobiography, the interviewer, like Marty said, had the mic up there and said, Yogi, have you read your book, your own autobiography? He said, no, why should I? I was there. So, so I think that's what I like about Purpose Earth is it's not just necessarily someone from the outside trying to tell the stories, trying to help us tell our own stories. But I have to admit, sometimes it's hard to play the game and talk about the game at the same time. But thank you for this opportunity to speak.
Well,
on behalf of the Ramapough people on the sheet. Thank you.
Well, we thank you all for stopping by on the red carpet. We appreciate you. Continue the wonderful work that you're doing. And I love the fact that you stated there's over 800 languages that's being spoken. Did you say in the New York area? Is that what you said?
Correct. And in the Manhattan metropolitan area, over 800 languages. It's the most linguistically diverse region on the planet.
Well, you know what? I think you really need to get with Audrey Jackson with the work that she's doing. If you heard what she's doing, Pop Smoke's mother, Audrey Jackson, make sure that you all link up together, get to know one another, because that's what her piece is all about, language. And I think with what you're talking about right now, that's a good combination. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And you're in the same area. You're both in the New York area, and you can, I'm just a flight away. So just call me. I'll come. No problem. All right. Rhiannon, who else do we have coming to the red carpet?
Oh my goodness. We have Nasreen in the house, Marty. Nasreen from the Empowerment Collective, and it's such an honor and blessing to have her with us. Can we bring Nasreen up here?
Absolutely.
I think she may be
my God, I love her.
Empowerment Collective on her. I'm just letting our tech director know so we can find if she's here. She is. I see her.
Here she comes.
Namaste.
Hi, Nazarene. How are you? Oh my goodness. I just want to just give you a hug.
Big hug to everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I see a lot of people coming in and out. So just thank you to all of you for being here and keeping the energy going. I feel so inspired to meet from all different kinds of people from all over the world doing incredible work. And that is such a hope for people like me who are the survivor. Sometimes we feel alone and we feel like, oh my God, the problem is so huge and we don't know how we're going to solve it. So when Purpose Earth brings communities like that, it is also a next level of hope for people like us to be more inspired and to have more energy and more fire. So thank you so much to all of you. And thank you so much, Marty, for hosting this. And Laura, so good to see you. And yes.
Well, thank you. Well, I have a special question for you on the red carpet, because everyone had mentors. And I know for a fact that your mentor loves you. And I would like for you to speak about how your mentor showed up for you and how it changed your life.
Wow, that's a very, very deep questions for me. And my mentorship starts when I was literally around 12-year-old when I met my teacher, and my whole life gets saved. So my teacher was my first mentor. And recently, and a lot of gratitude that the work that I'm doing, the person who I am, it's a lot of because of him. And never been to the school, real school. So he gave me every day 1 hour for almost 10 years. So dedication is so important. A long-term connection is very, very important. And now that connection of mentorship is turned into a relationship, and that relationship is like a father relationship, or a mother or sisterhood, or one big family that we can call, you know. And we all need that mentor in our life to grow to the next level. And especially from
who was your mentor in Purpose Earth?
I know, I was going there. I was like, oh my God.
Okay. Look, when I put the mic back, I'm like, I got to interrupt because I got to make sure you get this in.
No. The most recent Purpose Earth, like Laura Rose, is just incredible, when she connects with me and when she teaches me these new things, or any struggle that I get, stumble and feel lost, like I'm constantly in touch with her through WhatsApp. I was overseas for this last 2 months in very, very rural villages, and she has been like constantly sending love and care. And when I was in these rural villages and I received Laura message, was giving me such a hope that okay, I'm okay, and if I something need help, she's there. And for many months since last year, I have been in touch with Laura, and we have been hours and hours of call connecting with her, how to grow Empowerment Collective, how can I refine my own leadership. She has been mentoring me a lot on speaking, in how to refine my speech, to speak more eloquently, because I speak 5 different languages and sometimes like, oh my God. So that has been really, really incredible. And she has been helping grow the Empowerment Collective, our small organization. So on her, she's a very inspired leader and very compassionate. And the most important, that she feels and understands the indigenous people and the earth and womanhood, and that is so special to have that. So thank you.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. We thank you. And we thank you for the work that you're doing with the Empowerment Collective. And Laura does truly, truly loves you. Every time we have a meeting, a council meeting, your name comes up and she smiles from ear to ear. And so I knew that she loved you and you had to possibly love her the same. And
yes,
and you shared that with us today. Thank you again for being here, and continue to do the wonderful work that you're doing to save lives in your community.
Thank you so much, Marty. And thank you so much, Laura, for being here. I just cannot wait to see her in a few days. So I have so much to share. I'm very much looking forward to connect with her again. So.
Oh my goodness, how wonderful is that? And I love how you're speaking even without the mic being in front of you. I love that. You're just so amazing. Thank you so much. We'll see you again real soon. All right, who do we have coming joining me on the red carpet?
I would love to bring up Valentine to speak with us, and then after we have some words from him from the Piscedos Cage Fish Farming Project, I think it's time for us to have our collective art, transformational art experience with Baba and Grace.
Absolutely. What I have to say this: we cannot bring up Valentine, not bring up Peter Blaze. I would like for both of them to join me on the red carpet.
Perfect.
Hi, Valentine. How are you?
Yay.
Very well. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. I'm waiting on Peter Blaze to join us here on the red carpet. I've heard so many great things about you from Peter and from Kevin, but I first come to know of your work because of Peter Blaze. And I would like for him to lead this in asking, I think the most profound question that he can think of, and you know that's going to be like way up here somewhere, because that's just how my friend, you know, that's how he operates. Peter, first of all, it's so good to see you. I love you. Your video was fantastic. And you're just looking fabulous, my friend. How are you doing?
Sheoleng, thank you very much. Sante Sana, Jambo Valentine, and also Dr. Marty, Mati Long is with us too, I believe. I don't know if you can bring him up if he has video, but Mati Long is with us from Maasai land.
Yes, let's see if we can find him and let's bring him up. And while we're searching for him, can you go ahead and ask Valentine the question of the day?
Well, Valentine, I'm just wondering if you could share with us what you think is the impact of your project. You know, it's been a very engaging project for us on the Grant Selection Council from the beginning. Just tell us a bit about what difference you think it might make in people's lives out there. This is your home place. You're today, you're on the, are you at home in Loitoktok? Okay, so Valentine is on the side of Mount Kilimanjaro, but the project is on the other side of Kenya. Oh. And what difference can this make, Valentine, and how can it be brought to a larger scale?
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad to see you, Peter. It's been a while. And maybe just to start off the conversation, your piece about Wangari Maathai is just out of this world. I had the privilege of working with Professor during my time at the University of Nairobi in matters conservation, when we had to stand firm against construction of certain buildings on areas that were initially designated for conservation. So that reminded me of the matriarch herself and her very famous saying that the hummingbird was doing what it could while the rest of the big animals were just there. So just to reflect on the Piscedos Project, I would love to say that I will always do what I can to make sure that that change that we yearn for is.
I think we lost Valentine.
I think so. Well, Peter, if you would like to pick up where he left off and just and to complete the sentence or what have you, that would be great. And then they can find out more about his project at purposeearth.org.
Well, you know,
I'm here.
Oh, Valentine.
Oh, okay.
Good. Talk to us, Valentine.
Just challenges with connection, but I hope it could be clear enough. And very briefly, to let you know that the purpose, the Piscedos Project is majorly centered in a community that has been fishing throughout their lives. This source of livelihood is seriously under threat right now because of overfishing. We have lots of families that were initially not engaged in cultivation, any activities, arable farming. So today we have a community who cannot just feed themselves. And I think the biggest challenge that I face when I go home is to look at mothers, to look at children who cannot afford to feed themselves, not because they're lazy or not because they do not want to, but because there is just no avenue for them to get any gainful employment. So the Piscedos Project is centered about creating a sustainable fishing culture around Lake Victoria, and ensuring that the fishing culture is also retained and preserved in a way that we take care of the environment and ensure that we live in a sustainable way economically. So I'm undertaking this project, though in a small scale, as I said before, referring to the hummingbird, but it's a great pickup line to teach people and to engage a community in ways that they can survive beyond our traditional fishing methods. I think I can authoritatively say, and maybe if Kevin is online, he can join me in this, that he witnessed the kind of impact that whatever we have done already has in the community. And we hope that with the additional grant and with the funding from other sources, we will be able to go through the bottlenecks that we have with the production at the moment and ensure that in the next few months, this project is going to be what we envisioned it to be.
Well, Valentine, we want to thank you. I looked to see if Kevin was on here. Let's clap it up for Valentine, everybody. And yes, I looked to see if Kevin was on here. I do not see him, but of course, as he spoke in the video that we showed earlier, he was so impressed by your work. And I actually had an opportunity to meet Kevin and his wife when they came here to St. Louis, which is where I'm at, and just a couple of weeks ago. And so it's just been amazing how we are all connecting and doing this work together. And we want to thank you for feeding these families and teaching, you know, and teaching and providing the resources that's necessary to keep people alive. And I love what you said. You said it's not that they're being lazy or not willing. It's just the fact of just not having those things available, and you're making it available. It started with you, and now you're passing it back out to the community. What an honor and a pleasure it is to meet you, my brother. And I look to meet you in person real soon.
I'm just going over there.
Peter,
I can see you without the lines.
Okay, so it looks like you're not off the screen. And so at this time,
I'm live, Jim. You got to be careful.
Well, that's
you're gonna
okay.
We're gonna
with you. We'll find where that sound is coming from. There we go. Okay.
There we go.
So
you know, this was starting to remind me of the Oscars a little bit. Chaos was breaking out. I'm like, wait a minute, I go to black. All right, here we go.
Dear sister, I was gonna ask if actually I could give an introduction to Baba Israel, because
you sure can. I would love for you to do that. So go ahead and take me on off screen. I'm passing the mic to you. Here you go.
I just wanted to share a few words really quickly. And Baba, I'm going to ask you to share a bit about Grace while you share from the heart, as you always do so beautifully, because I'm just getting to know Grace more recently, which is such a blessing. Grace Galu is an incredible artist, and Baba Israel is one of my oldest and dearest friends. I think of you as a dear friend and collaborator, and really, he is the definition of a transformational artist and change maker. I first met Baba over 20 years ago now, and when I first collaborated and saw him doing his incredible work, he was doing incredible transformational work with youth and performing everywhere from, you know, in ciphers on the streets of New York to theaters to working with young people in educational settings and inspiring people to find their voice and their purpose. Baba has performed around the world, including in non-traditional venues and touring juvenile detention centers. He began his career as an arts educator in Australia and went on to be a leading educator and consultant working with organizations like BAM and the University of Madison. And he's also worked as a cultural ambassador with the State Department, delivering workshops and performances across Southeast Asia, the South Pacific, in Gambia, and in Turkey. He just has an incredible lifelong experience as a change maker. And he has a new play, which I want you to tell us about for a moment too, because it's just so exciting. And I just wanted to thank you for being here and for doing the incredible work you do in the world and for being a dear friend.
Thank you so much, Rhiannon. I truly appreciate that. Much love to you, and thank you for staying close to the work that you stay close to, and it's so appreciated. I want to say a big shout out to Dr. Marty. Your energy is multi-dimensional, three-dimensional, right off the screen, right into the heart. And I love your theatrics. I love your theatrics. I love the light, the mic, and I'm learning from you today. And I want to say, yeah, big shout out to all the alumni of the program, the recipients. Thank you, Valentine, for sharing such a powerful project. I wanted to say Grace and I are coming live from the traditional lands of the Munsee-Lenape people. I know Brother Al had to leave, but very powerful to hear about language reclamation. I had the honor of visiting a Hawaiian language school doing a program a few years ago, and it was so powerful to see how much they've taken a step in terms of reclaiming that language, and there's so much resistance in language. To my left is my partner and my collaborator, Grace Galu, who is a wonderful artist and educator. I just came back from BAM, actually. I just was, I just directed and hosted a show with hundreds of young people, and it was a healing ceremony, I must say, with wonderful artists, really creating a space to process, giving students a chance to process in so many different ways. I know Grace yesterday was out working with young people with special needs and giving them the space to sing and to support and dance and move. I want to pass it to Grace so you can say hi.
Hi, everyone. This is such a beautiful gathering. I'm so honored to be in space with you all, in virtual space, as we share these sonic vibrations across lands. And yes, Baba and I are collaborators, and we're teaching artists, community gatherers, and we're working on a piece called Cannabis, a Viper Vaudeville. And it's about the criminalization of cannabis, its former life, it's thousands of years of being a medicinal community helpful plant, and why we are now reclaiming that plant. So please come see us at La Mama this summer.
Yeah, it's a piece that really is looking at the history of cannabis, which has been a plant that has been tabooed and criminalized, but it has been traditionally used as a medicine. It's something that I've used to support my mother as a caregiver who struggled with dementia for many years. It's something that Grace uses medicinally for epilepsy. And so we just want to hold up and advocate for that. But enough about us. This is about you all. We're here to celebrate you. And so what we'd like to do is create a collective moment. And we both Grace and I are educators, and we've been doing a lot of education about the oral tradition because we have to celebrate the oral tradition. And we love the idea of not literacy and illiteracy, but literacy and orality, because the oral tradition is 95% of our human history. And it's found all across the world, whether it's, griots in West Africa, or whether it's, ancient Greek epic poets, or Persian poets, like Rumi. This tradition of spontaneous creativity and the ability to create in the moment. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a beat, we're gonna make some music, and then we're gonna ask you to reflect on today, reflect on the award recipients, the alumni, each other as a community, and throw in words, phrases, places, people that you wanna shout out, and we're gonna create something collectively. So when I give you the cue, then you can fill up the chat with your offerings, and we'll turn them into a spontaneous freestyle. But let's make a beat first. Here we go. All right, one time. So now we're gonna look into the chat. I'ma roll back. Yes, Nasreen and Nepal helping them all. When I do it, the energy's moving and grooving, cause we will never fall. Are you ready? Keep it steady, and we see as I MC and breathe through this poetry like world changers. Forget the danger, we can connect as we protect like little children and they're learning the love. Yo, gratitude, coral beauty, grace and blessings for the ocean. My devotion when I'm flowing like the seas. I got goosebumps, feel it in the melodies, harmonies, and the energy. Wow, sometimes we got empowered community. I feel nervous with my verse, but I got purpose for my earth. Connecting to the world of purpose like a porpoise, swimming deep inside the sea. Festival of the child, cause there's a child inside of me. I gotta take care of them. We gotta take care of each other when we discover feeding the people with the fish. Make people have the food that they need on the dish. That's our wish. We earth cause love heals when it feels. It's like a hug cause that's the real. Feeling the emotion, raise it up. Yes, we do it for the days. Fill your cup. And that is what we saying cause what's up? It's the art from the heart as we start and we grow. Unguard your hearts when we heal with the flow. How will I sleep tonight with so much inspiration? Will I have to take maybe you're doing a relaxing meditation. Generosity of the way show us. Catalyst unite. You gotta do it cause we're shining so bright through the mic. Yeah, shout out to Dr. Marty. When we start free, you can feel it inside my arteries. I'm getting healed from collective energy. It's a memory. The hollow movement is a dance with everyone cause it's not hollow. As we start to just borrow together, we don't have to follow. It's a collective circle. We work through. Shout out to Keishi. She makes our roots intertwine with the movement. It's divine and my rhyme shining when I do it. It's flowing fluid cause we're one. Me and Grace, you know we're having fun. Water is life, that's the knowledge, that's truth. And we do this together for the elders and the youth. And it's everyone, no one ever should be forgotten. Let's forget about these ways that are so rotten. And deep dig into the soil, watch it boil, purpose of the global family. Now we feel forget the tragedy. We can respond and do it with this energy. We're really having fun. Mentorship, that's the way to do it. Cause I can mentor, centaur into your mentor. The cipher when I do it, a canopy of hope. A majesty as we do it. I'm a passive grace as we start to flow and we can't ignore this. So Grace Galu, you can sum this up with the chorus. Come on.
Water is the life we must embrace. All of our backgrounds, we can't be erased. Let's get together and make it new. We got to mix it all up in a stew. Drip it like a brew, like a coffee drip. You know we're gonna get lit with it like caffeine in my brain. And I'm going insane because we need more rain. Put your hands up in the air if you really, really care, because we want to be here. We got a purpose, yeah, it's a movement.
Yeah, you can feel the energy grooving. Give it up for great survivors, soothing. The music, you know, it explodes with flows. And giving the rhythm when we do it, so we grow. Human being free and check it out, chaos and order. I gotta really go pick up my child, my daughter. So I gotta run in the moment you see, cause I gotta pick her up from school, and that's how we be. Actually, forget it, PS3, but let's be non-binary and use the correct pronouns, cause she is they is she, and they are they. When you let your mind spray, human community, and when forget the skies, even if they're gray. The sunlight, we start to shine bright. Human community, the unity you feel it, revealing the healing purpose, and we do it never worthless on this earth when we can do it. That's how we make this verses. Forget the verses, let's make it a collaboration. So thank you all for so much inspiration. Purpose Earth. That's right, Purpose Earth. So one heart and one breath and one step. Let's all take a breath in. Take a breath out. Thank you for having us. We're grateful. Much love. And just congratulations, because it's a global inspiration. And I really do got to run and pick up my kid now, because I'm a dad, and that's what we do. But so much love to you all. Thank you.
Woo! Come on, give it up, y'all. Woo! That was amazing on so many levels. Listen, I saw Audrey had jumped in here. I need for you all to connect. Please make sure, Baba and Grace, you all connect with Audrey Jackson. and this is and connect with me. I have something, I have a collaboration that's just bubbling up out of me right now. I done turned my light on, put the disco ball on. Hey, Audrey, did you just hear that? Did you just witness? I need to bring two of you all up real quick because you gotta go.
Can you hear me?
I can. Okay. Just real quick because they have to run, but I just need to make sure that you all meet. First of all, I already know Baba and Grace, you all know who Audrey Jackson is, correct? The mother of Pop Smoke. I need you all to get together because she's got some amazing things brewing. And with what they just did, Audrey, that's going to take it to a whole nother level. It's going to take it to a whole nother level.
Thank you, Audrey. Thank you for listening.
Well, we look forward to being connected, and thank you to Audrey, thank you to Rhiannon, thank you to Dr. Marty, and to all the alumni, all the folks from Purpose Earth, all the recipients, and just gratitude, and look forward to staying in connection with this community. And if you're ever in New York, look us up.
Oh yeah, Purpose Earth, y'all. This is a movement. This is a global movement, and we have to do this together. They got a real mic. I don't. Okay, thank you.
All right, great. I'll put in some information in the chat so you can stay in touch with us. Okay.
Super fantastic. That is wonderful. Wow. Come on, let's give it up for them again.
Thank you.
Let's get some reaction hearts going all up in the corner everywhere, everybody. That was amazing. Purpose Earth. My goodness. Purpose Earth. Rhiannon, thank you so much for bringing your friends into the room. And this is just, I mean, I'm so moved by this. I'm so moved. You know what? I have to, because I saw a party hat come up. So I got to bring the big boss to the red carpet real quick. Come on, Emmanuel. Come on. Because we're dressed alike. Once again, we put dark underneath our green.
Yes, we did. I always get the message from you loud and clear, no matter where you are, my dear. You're always in the consciousness universe, and boy, you were so with us today. Thank you so much. And what a beautiful program. Thank you, Rhiannon, Lawrence, Vanessa, Sarvin, Jill, Lily, the whole team, Peter Blaze, Kevin, Laura. You guys are amazing. Love you all. And what a beautiful ceremony. It just represents Purpose Earth in the deepest, most profound way. Just an honor to be here, and just so proud of all of you and pleased with what we're able to do together. Thank you. Many blessings. Love you.
Many blessings to you, and thank you for all that you do, all that you will continue to do, and definitely all that you've done. We love you so much, you and Laura. Well, let's bring Laura here before we release Emmanuel. We got to bring his better half. Come on, Laura Rose. Yay! Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. We love you. We can't thank you enough, but I have to just ask both of you all real quick individually. What was the best part of the program? What is your takeaway? What was you empowered by? What was that thing that just made you go, okay, that is why we said yes to doing this?
Marty, I think it might have been you. I don't know. You are amazing. Honestly, you and Laura were incredible together. I mean, the two of you, your dynamic, your oomph, your joyousness. I talk about infectious, talk about making me smile, cry, laugh, cheer, just all at once. Every emotion came out. And then the way you presented these extraordinary grant recipients, every one of whom, Audrey, I mean, you are amazing. And Nicauris, her beautiful heart and the work she's doing with these children on the street, and Matilong in Africa and what he's doing, and Patrick and Angeline. I mean, all of you are just, wow. I mean, the privilege that it is for me to know you, to work with you, to be some small part of this just miraculous group. And Lawrence, Rhiannon, think about the hours you have spent putting all of this together. Bless you and all of our remarkable team, Lily, Vanessa, Jill, everybody, Sarvin. It's just such, how much fun is this? And then I don't know, then I have to think about how great Peter and Kevin were together. Aren't they good? I don't know. I think maybe they should be the next co-host.
Yes, I thought we talked about that. I was trying to figure out, how did this happen again? It was Kevin and Peter's turn.
They would be great. They would be amazing. So
We're great.
I don't know where to begin or end, just to say that I feel like I'm right in the middle of this, and this is just the beginning of something so extraordinary. So bless you. Thank you, Marty, for unrunning so many people's hearts.
The honor, the pleasure and the honor is truly all mine, just for being a part of such an amazing family and council on a global level. The work that you're doing, just to know you is a blessing within itself, but to work side by side with you, I mean, it's priceless to me. And I do not take that for granted at all. You have helped me to really tap into my own purpose, just by talking about how we can support others and their purpose. And that's what it's really all about, you know, keeping that out front and remembering our why. And I just want to thank you both for doing that and being a part of my life personally. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Love you all.
We love you. All right. Wow. Again, I'm still on the music, you all. I am still on the music. Was that awesome or what? Okay, because there is no party without music. And that was just amazing. Okay, I can't wait for the replay. Again, share this out. Tell somebody about today. Let them know what we just experienced, who you met, the collaborations that are to come, the work that still has to be done. Let them know there is a place. You know, I want to challenge everyone before I turn this back over. I want to challenge everyone to do this, because I see this every day. We meet someone and they complain, whatever the complaint may be. There's a complaint, something comes out. They just, you know somebody like that. Every day we meet somebody, they're complaining. This is what I want to challenge all of us to do moving forward. When we hear someone complain, I want you to guide them to a new place of purpose. Tell them to say, you know what, I hear you. And I understand how you feel. Do you mind if I offer some help for you today? Please go to purposeearth.org. I heard what you said, but I want you to go to purposeearth.org. And I just want you to just look around that website. And now what I want you to do is to find your purpose so that you can help with the situation. See, a lot of people complaining, they don't know a solution. I know that firsthand because of the work that I'm doing, even in my own organization. I just helped some children this morning as I'm going into the schools. And I said, what are some of the things that's going on in your schools that's just like, it's just causing you to cringe every time it happens, and named all this stuff. But I said, now let's get to the solution. And it took them a little longer to come up with it, but they did. Sometimes people just need to be guided. They need permission to be great. That's what Purpose Earth does for all of us. It gives us permission to show up and be great. And so the next person you hear, whether you know them or not, they start complaining, don't even argue with them. Don't even, just say, I have a solution for you. Go to purposeearth.org. Challenge them to see what others are doing and where they're placing their energy. Again, I say to you, and I can't say it enough, we as world leaders, we don't change the world. We change ourselves. We change ourselves. When this earth and the world was created, it was created good. And it will continue to be. It's the people and sometimes how we show up with one another that may need a little slight adjustment. In my world, I call that ungunning. You might need a little ungunning. But whatever it may take, I ask you to continue to do the work. Do the work. And whatever it is that we need to happen, it will happen. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be your host today, and to with my co-host. Where's my co-host from earlier? If she's still on here, I need Lotta to come forward.
I'm here.
Yeah, come on.
I had to go, and then I was like,
I know.
okay,
Well, come on the screen just so I can give you a hug. I just need to give you a hug on the screen. That's all. I love you so much.
Love you so much.
You energized me to even be able to stay on here this long, to even do what we were able to do. And I thank you for that. I thank you for your love, because you know what? Let me say this, you all, trauma is transferable, but so is healing. The work that you did today, you healed me from the inside, because I was going through, we talked about that yesterday. There were some things that was happening even in our own personal life. And as a matter of fact, my trainer is even on here right now. I saw her earlier. She may be gone now. No, Tamika, can somebody bring Tamika to the screen? Don't go anywhere, Lotta. I know you have to go, but just 1 second. Tamika.
Oh, I'm here until the end.
And Priya. Tamika.
Marty, we're asking her to start her video. We can't spotlight her if her video isn't on, which it isn't. Same thing with John.
Okay.
If John can hear us and you can start your video, John, we would love to bring you up too, but we can't unless you start your video.
Okay. Well, let me say this, I know that she's been on and she's been watching, and this has been healing today. I'm sure I'm going to speak on her behalf. My trainer actually lost a loved one to suicide this weekend. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come and do the program, because we had to make so many adjustments, but this was healing. This was powerful. This was healing to so many. And I know it was to my trainer, and I wanted her to just be able to speak to that herself, because she's been on here the whole time. I know that's what it was for her, but it started with you and I being, as hosts, and I leaned on you so much, Alana. I just wanted everyone to know that I was pulling on your coattail. You got me through this moment. So continue to do the work, continue to show up, continue to change lives in the communities, because you matter and the work you're doing matters so much. I'm going to turn this over. So I love you. I gave you your hug. I will see you soon. And the next time I say we're hot pink, we're green. Okay. I love you. I love you so much. All right, Rhiannon, I'm going to turn this over to you so you can go ahead and call forth whoever needs to come to close us out on the program. I want to thank you, dear heart, for all the work that you do. I don't know how you do it. You are magical. Can I just say that? You are so magical in what you do. I remember the very first time I met you in this Zoom room, and I'm like, how is she going to take what I just handed her, which was absolutely nothing, and turn it into everything? Well, you did it then, and you did it again. So I love you.
I love you, Marty. We all love you so much. And we do this with the power of community and the power of the brilliance of all of us combined. And I want to just say deep, deep thanks and honor my amazing co-producer, Lawrence Singer, our Purpose Earth executive producer, and see if he wants to take his hair down too, because that was
yes, you all promised me you would in the after party. Come on out here, Lawrence, take that hair down.
Come on, we want to see
with my hair back and forth. Now with my hair back and forth.
That's incredible.
I love it.
I've never seen this man's hair down until yesterday when that happened in our run through. And so, I'm changed. I'm changed right now. I think the concept for our next after party should be Lawrence takes his hair down and then the party just evolves.
And then the party starts. I love it. He looks amazing. But Lawrence is all about the arts as well. And he's a dancer. So I'm just picturing this hair just flowing on that dance floor. I see it already, Lawrence. I love it. I just love it.
It does flow on the dance floor.
I know. Yeah, I know it. I don't have any hair, but I do know how hair is supposed to flow. I do know.
And yours is flowing already.
Yes, it's flowing. You guys are amazing. Lawrence, thank you. We also had, I know they're probably not in here right now, but we had Kathy and Brad Lambert with us earlier. And Lawrence, you and I had an opportunity to be a part of their amazing class. And it changed. It just truly changed, the scope of how we even present and what we do in Purpose Earth. So shout out to them as well in case they look back at this.
Yeah, and thank you, Dr. Marty, for the introduction. You brought us together. So
yeah,
that's what we do.
Very important.
That's what we do. So I'm out of here, you guys.
All right,
I love you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marty. And I think it would be amazing if we close out our after party with Taz Rashid's amazing video that he made, Culture of Peace. He made specifically for Purpose Earth, that was shown only once before. And, you know, we can all dance together around the globe. And those of us that are still here can just share a moment of dancing together as we just absorb everything we've experienced together. And, you know, everyone just stays connected, because the more we stay connected, the more we bring more people into this organization, the more we create the change in the world, and we help heal the hearts of everyone else that we know that needs this medicine. I know I need this medicine every day. And I know so many people that just don't even know these things are happening. I hear people that are lamenting, you know, as Marty was saying, and complaining, and they're just seeing what's on the news, and it's like, this is the news. This is happening all around the world. This is really happening. So many people are creating the change that we need to see in the world. We have so much hope. We're doing the work. So the more people you tell, the more that is giving the gift to those that need to feel this. And I want to say a huge thanks to our technical director too, Jennifer Bennett, who's been a rock star throughout this whole experience. And Jen, if you want to cue up that video, I think we should move out of this beautiful experience dancing together, because that's one of the things that keeps us alive.
What we have here is evidence that the topology of the world is not the topology that we ordinarily see. That is, we see things as separated by a certain distance. We walk across a room and we think, well, we've left the far wall of the room behind us and so forth. But there's an attempt to say, well, maybe things that from our macroscopic point of view appear to be widely separated in space, from a microscopic point of view might actually be contiguous and touching one another.
Peace. I hear the calling for our destiny.
We are the revolution.
Sometimes when it seems like you're so far behind and you'll never catch up, you got to get up on your feet. You got to say, Lord, I'm going to run the race as hard and as fast as I can. Sometimes you just got to begin to chase a dream that is bigger than you. Understand your opportunity. You have to be willing to appreciate your moment. listen to me, hear me. You can't stop chasing your dream just because somebody in your life won't chase it with you. You can't stop believing in yourself just because somebody in your life won't believe in you.